underway. Opening tip-off goes to the Bobcats. Here is Faith Clearsky. Gets it over to Piper Ingalls. Back to Clearsky. Clearsky to Taven. Taven has that stripped away by Ali Spenrath. And back away comes Julie Dueck. Dueck over to Spenrath. Bounces one to Mackenzie Reeve. Great pass to a cutting Kilbreath. She's going to draw a foul and shoot 2 free throws.
Mackenzie Reeve will drop it into the high post and let her face up and use her playmaking abilities. And they go right to it here on the first possession, get themselves to the line.
2 for 2 on that trip for Kilbreath. Inbound pass coming from Retta Tulkey. Gets it in for Callie Yates. Now back in the hands of Tulkey. Tulkey bounces one over to Taven, and it's another steal for Spenrath. And she's going to be fouled. 2 turnovers and 2 fouls.
Yeah, absolutely. The turnovers always hurt every team. What a pass that was.
We've talked about how Mackenzie Reeve at times has shown incredible vision and behind the back, right on the money to Noelle Kilbreath. She's up to 4 points already. Here's Clearsky.
Last year we talked a lot about how it's her starting spot to take when Shannon McGill is done. And she's come in the second half of the semester and really taken that seriously. Has done a really nice job. Not necessarily scoring the basketball a lot, not necessarily being the same kind of defensive presence that was left behind, but she's being herself, which is a big-time playmaker, a person who can keep the basketball out of the hands of the opposition.
Far for Brandon. Here comes Spenrath. Bounces one to Reeve. Reeve hands off for Kilbreath. Her 3-point shot will not go. Kilbreath to inbound for the Griffins. Gets it in for Spenrath. Quickly over to Dueck. Julie Dueck finds Kilbreath. Now it's Reeve. Cross court to an open Spenrath. She's going to attack. Spenrath with a nice move to get the bucket. Back of the way, here comes Piper Ingalls. Foul called on Spenrath. That's Ingalls.
Samantha Hickey also showed the ability to move the basketball very well last night. Interested to see what she brings here this afternoon.
Hickey's able to locate that loose ball and get it over to Julie Dueck. Dueck for Sarah Burnell. Burnell has her shot blocked, but she gets it right back and puts it home. 10-0 early on for the Griffins. Here is Callie Yates. Bounces one to Clearsky. Clearsky spins, puts it up, hits the back of the rim and bounces away. Burnell finds the loose ball. Now it's Gordon. Over for Kilbreath by a bucket early on.
Yeah, absolutely. The Griffins have done a good job defensively to keep those good looks at a premium. And with that being said, they've done a nice job rebounding, which is something we talked about. They've done a nice job rebounding early on. And speaking of rebounding, Toni Gordon has entered the game, and she had 13 of them in last night's affair, 6 on the off.
Kilbreath. Now here's Ingalls. Being guarded by Kilbreath. Good job there by Kilbreath to make it difficult on her, but the offensive board for Emma Cameron. And this time it's Julie Dueck coming up with the rebound, and a trap being set here. Be able to get it to Gordon. Gordon quickly up to Kilbreath, and the Griffins have a 2-on-1, and Kilbreath is going to take it by herself. And that's the one pitfall to an aggressive trap like that, Travis.
That's exactly it. If you can't keep that ball contained, it's going the other way and quickly.
Foul called here. Now we see Sophia Makinen and Ali Spenrath come in for the Griffins. Spenrath likely to try to combat that aggressive trap of the Bobcats. Here's Kilbreath now. She's going to be fouled. Here's Spenrath now for the Griffins. Gets it to Tony Gordon. Quickly to Kilbreath. Kilbreath for three. Can't get that one to fall. And here come the Bobcats offensively. Cameron thought about the three-point shot. Now she's going to...
So we've seen her have the ability to guard forwards and guards, and she does a nice job right there.
Kilbreath with the steal, gets it to Spenrath. Back in the hands of Kilbreath. Now it's Samantha Hickey. She'll hand it to Spenrath. Spenrath loses control. Now it's Hickey over to Kilbreath. Kilbreath with the shot clock winding down. Finch who replaces Hickey. First free throw good from Kilbreath. Second will also fall, and she's already up to 10 points here. The Bobcats went on an 8-0 run as they're pushing back here against the Griffins. We'll see if the Griffins can find any answers coming out of that timeout. Julie Dewitt gets it up for Ali Spenrath. Spenrath tries to Spenrath in for Sarah Burnell. Hands off for Kilbreath. And she's going to be fouled by...
With both teams in the bonus with 3 minutes and 2 seconds left to go. We could see a lot of free throws before this first quarter is over.
Kilbreath knocks down both free throws. Gets it into Emma Cameron. Now it's going to be Jana Metawashing. Tolkien's going to lose control. Kilbreath couldn't corral it, and the Bobcats have it right back.
That's a travel, yeah.
Travel called on Mayashin. 2 to go in the opening quarter. And it's Dueck up for Kilbreath. Kilbreath back to Dueck. Now it's Spenrath for Reeve. And a double dribble called on Mackenzie. Here's Maya Cameron now, over to Emma Cameron. And a foul will be called on Kilbreath. If you're a Griffins fan, you have to hope that Kilbreath doesn't pick up any fouls in this quarter, as they really need her on the court. Another three-point shot made by Faith Clearsky, and it's a 10-point lead for the Bobcats. Here's Kilbreath going coast to coast as she shows that she's back into this one and is ready to make an impact. Here is Maya Cameron now. Cameron spinning, passes off for Clearsky. Clearsky with the travel for the Bobcats.
Yeah, I feel like that's a play that we see 100 times in a game that they don't call it travel on. But that being said, I feel like they missed one on the spin move just seconds before that, so maybe that was the makeup.
Now it's a three-point shot for Kilbreath, and of course it goes in. Noelle Kilbreath pulling her team back within 5.
How do you let this girl shoot right now if you're Brandon University? Like, Kilbreath is the only one who can... Yeah, there was no pass there, Jordan, actually. It was tipped from behind, right out of the dribble of Noelle Kilbreath. And then
Noelle Kilbreath's pass was not very crisp, but that would explain it. Here is Burnell. Burnell with a strong move, kicks into the corner. Now it's Obasuyi for 3. Can't get that one to fall. Clearsky with the rebound over to Emma Cameron. Now Piper Ingles. Ingles with an off-balance shot that somehow goes in.
You can tell that Brandon wants to get their first W in that column here
this night, and the Bobcats are very hungry to do the same here this afternoon. Obasuyi down low for Kilbreath. And Kilbreth continues to have a great game here for McEwen. Now it's Retta Tolke. Tolke to Caitlin Visser. Quickly over to Clear Sky. Now three-point shot from Callie Yates. No good. Rebound goes to Kilbreth. She tries to go coast to coast. Can't get her layup to go. Back the other way, it's Ingles. Ingles for Clear Sky. Clear Sky working on Kilbreth. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Griffins searching for answers after going up 14-0 after the first 5 minutes. It's been all Brandon Bobcats. See if they can figure something out offensively here. It's Sarah Burnell. Bounces one over to Mackenzie Reeve. Quickly to Dueck.
They run a little bit of a wrinkle in the way their lineups are. They're running 3 post players right now.
And Otis from Kilbreth. She finds Burnell. Quickly to Julie Dueck. Dueck to Kilbreth. Down low, it's Reeve.
Put that basketball down.
Here is Piper Ingles now for the Bobcats. Ingles finds Clear Sky. Clear Sky hands off for Callie Yates. Yates with the bucket out. Free throw is made by Yates, and it's 38-23 in favor of the Bobcats. Now it's Kilbreth for Hickey. She'll hand off to Spenrath. Back in the hands of Kilbreth. Now it's Hickey for 3. That one's going to hit the back of the rim and bounce away. Tolke. Here is Hickey. Over to Burnell. Quickly to Spenrath. Allie Spenrath looking for an option. She finds one in Dueck. Julie Dueck looking to attack. She draws a foul here for Brandon. Now back in the hands of Tolke. Up for Faith Clear Sky. Clear Sky gets blocked by Burnell. Inbound pass finds its way to Piper Ingles. Ingles with the step back, and she drains it. 40-23 now is the lead for the Bobcats. Here is Dueck now. Gets it to Kilbreth. Hickey spins and fires and just can't get it to go. Griffins that are ice cold. Here is Faith Clear Sky. Hands off to Piper Ingles. Her shot no good. Visser with the rebound. She can't get it to fall either. And back of the way come the Griffins. It's Kilbreth. Kilbreth cuts through the defense and gets the bucket.
It's like a hot knife through butter, Jordan. As Kilbreth has been dominant.
Jump ball here as Gordon will get it in for Spenrath. Now it's Samantha Hickey. She'll hand off for Sarah Burnell. Burnell to Tony Gordon. Gordon with a strong take, can't finish it.
Kilbreth is not scoring, nobody's scoring.
Gordon gets it in for Kilbreth. Quickly over to Spenrath. And here comes Faith Clear Sky now. Up for Emma Cameron. Cameron puts it up, hits the front of the rim, bounces away, and there's Clear Sky for the rebound. Clear Sky trying to fight through traffic, but she's going to travel. And here comes Spenrath now for McEwen. Work it down low to Reeve. She makes a nice pass out to Gordon. Gordon with a strong take. Deflected out. Spenrath gets it in for Sarah Burnell. Now Gordon with a strong take, just can't get the layup. as the Griffins have missed. Second also missed. Battle for the rebound, and Kilbreath comes up with it, gives it to Reeve. She's blocked. Gordon now out to Kilbreath, and Kilbreath knocks down the three, and it's the same thing you've been talking about here, Travis, is that Noel Kilbreath is the only one producing offense right now for the Griffins.
Yeah, and lucky for them to produce.
The pass finds its way to Piper Ingalls. And she knocks down a three-point shot.
These are all the shots that were not falling for Brandon in last night's affair that they're getting to go now, and it's dropping in the lead.
Travel called on Mackenzie Reeve.
Mackenzie Reeve has been very good at that. I'm not going to be too critical of her dribble handoff, but definitely a mistake there.
Here's Ingalls now. She gets fouled. Now gets it to Maya Cameron. Maya Cameron bounces one over to Tulkey. And Tulkey's jumper off the mark. Burnell comes up with the rebound. Quickly up for Kilbreath, but she's not able. 19 of this opening half. 43-29 is the lead for the Bobcats. Ingalls will get it over to Retta Tulkey. Tulkey over to Maya Cameron. Cameron with a tough shot, can't get it to go, but there is Jaina Mate-Wayashing to put it home. And a turnover for Spenrath. And it's just been all downhill for the Griffins lately. Gets it in for Hickey. Hands off for Spenrath. Spenrath with a jumper, and she connects. Back to the way comes Piper Ingalls. Shot clock turned off here. And Ingalls is going to get it over to Emma Cameron. She looks to attack off the rim. And the loose ball is going to find its way to Kilbreath. Kilbreath goes coast to coast for the layup. And that will do it for the first half. Bobcats will take
the stat, but that certainly paints a picture.
Absolutely, and we start this second half with a Kilbreath layup as she's up to 28 points. Here's Spenrath now for McEwen. Bounces one over to Mackenzie Reeve. Mackenzie Reeve down low for Kilbreath, and she's going to be fouled. It's going to be on.
See some covering action going. That's where they do their best work.
Absolutely. After that missed three-point shot from Ingalls, Griffins get the rebound. Noelle Kilbreath is back out onto the court for the Griffins. She took a quick break, and now she gets the ball and just rolls off. She gets her own rebound, puts up a tough shot, can't get it to go. Now it's Tulkey for the Bobcats. Tulkey's pass is to nobody, and it's an over and back, but good job by Tulkey to... She gets it in for Kilbreath. Quickly over to Hickey. They're working to Obasuyi. Now it's Mackinnon for three, and she knocks it down. Maybe she could be that secondary scorer that the Griffins have been searching for here today.
They're trying to find it. That ball's open for the taking.
That's stolen away by Hickey.
That genuinely was a travel, though.
I'm not saying that they were wrong. I'm just saying that they've been very vocal throughout this game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't scream it in the official's face, but, I mean, come on.
Kilbreath knocked down the technical free throw. And now it's Obasuyi, makes a great pass inside to Kilbreath.
Way quicker action now.
13-point lead for the Bobcats as the Griffins start to claw their way back in. Emma Cameron misses a three-point shot. Now Obasuyi she finds Gordon. Gordon over to Kilbreath. Bounces it to Hickey. Tries to bounce it back to Kilbreath, but it's stolen away by Emma Cameron. Cameron's going to get that stripped. It's Mackinnon.
Okay.
It definitely looked like an over and back for Unity Obasuyi. Uncalled. Now Obasuyi spinning, finds Gordon to Hickey. Hickey bounces one to Kilbreath for three. Hits the side of the rim and bounces away. Cameron with the rebound. Emma Cameron is going to find Ingles. Quickly to Tolke. Into the corner is Faith Clearsky. Clearsky for three. We haven't called Clearsky's name a lot recently, but she's been hot from beyond the arc, and she remains that way. And Kilbreath with another nice explosion through the lane. She gets another layup.
You just can't stop her. She's got handles beyond what most players in this league have. She's got finish around the rim way beyond what most players in this league have. And should you want to take that away from her?
On 3 fouls and Cameron on 1. Here is Gordon. And here is Retta Tolke now for the Bobcats. Gets it over to Ingles. She puts up a 3-point shot and connects. It's all coming up Bobcats here as it's 62-45 now.
For the first half, Jordan, from 3, the Bobcats shot 64%. 64. That is an unacceptable number.
And that's after starting with no points in the first 5 minutes.
Yes.
Another 3-point shot. Emma Cameron.
And it's just their night at this point. I mean, there's only so much you can do when they're knocking down everything.
Yeah, and I mean, if things continue this way, they've earned their first victory of the season for sure. Miss there for Kilbreath. And here comes Emma Cameron for the Bobcats once again. Now it's Ingles. Over to Dana Rash. She gets the bucket, and we'll see another timeout called. Down by 22. What do you think head coach Catherine Adams had to say to her team at that timeout?
Well, I think she wanted to remind them that when they're getting quick cutting action and passing the ball quickly, they're getting the offensive chances they need. And when the ball is stagnant and you're just relying on Noelle Kilbreath to shoot you out of your problems, they show it.
Quarter number 3. That's Kilbreath. Into the corner for Burnell. Burnell's 3-point shot no good. Obasuyi with the offensive rebound. She can't put it home. And a heads-up play there by Emma Camp. Now it's Ingles for Brandon. Gives it to Clearsky. Clearsky with a great pass to the cutting Emma Cameron, who makes no mistake. 71-45 now is the score for the Brandon Bobcats. Julie Dueck will give it to Kilbreath. Back to Dueck, wide open for 3. Hits the front of the rim and bounces away. Battle for the loose ball. Ingles came up with it. Here's Obasuyi now. Over to Burnell. Finds Spenrath. That's Kilbreath. Kilbreath. In an absolute crowd. Still gets a decent shot away. I'm too concerned about any other Griffins player. First free throw from Kilbreath, no good. Emma Cameron gets it in for Piper Ingles. As we get down to the final minute of the third quarter, Ingles with a jumper. It's good. Spenrat to Obasuyi. She finds Burnell into the corner for Gordon. Kilbreath. Bounces it to Obasuyi. Obasuyi, a little bit physical down low. Probably a little bit lucky not to get an offensive foul on that one, Travis.
Yeah, it was Emma Cameron she was moving a little bit there. Like, otherwise it would have been. That's the way I would like to see the game called, is that is a no call. The defensive player fell, and I don't want to see a defensive foul because there was contact and she might have been moving.
As the shot clock's about to expire, Piper Ingles knocks down the triple.
It'll be interesting to see the stat sheet at the end of this quarter. Jordan.
Second no good, and Gordon with the rebound. She'll be fouled by Cameron, and she'll shoot two. Here is Ingles. Gets it over to Emma Cameron. Puts it up for Maya Cameron. She steps back for three. Won't go. Obasuyi with the rebound. She won't get a shot away before time expires. At the end of three quarters, it's